wasn't much appreciated indeed. So this is the second video of the third three videos that I made today. So now my PS4 return is here now as of this week, obviously. I told you in my first video, obviously my PS4 comes this week, obviously. Probably on the 4th or the 5th, probably when the same time frame when my toiletries come. But anyways, I know a lot of people want to ask me what's going on with Sony, obviously, in terms of what's going on with their first parties, obviously. So, 'cause I told y'all in all my videos last year, and most of them in January and February, that Sony leaked out Microsoft's next gen console. As far as the one I told my uncle about, obviously, because when Sony knew they was about to lose the ABK and Bethesda, Sony leaked out Microsoft's next gen console project, Franklin Project Eliwood. Now, I know a lot of people wondering how did that become to be, Kyle, and I said, well, Sony leaked it out because they knew it was once they started lying at the ABK case and Bethesda case when that case was going on. Obviously, when they took over Bethesda and Activision, they only leaked out Microsoft's next gen console because Sony was desperate for money. But Microsoft returned to sender, so they leaked out Sony's PS6, but that probably won't be there until 2029. But I showed them all that in my videos from last month that last gen is fine, man. Because told them I only get what I can afford. So I got my PS4 back, them on there as well. So, but about those first parties, like I said on my videos last year and this on the first 3 months of this year so far, Sony's in deep shit. This is the deepest shit they've been in since the PS3 generation, when they had that temporary shutdown for 2 weeks before they gave away Infamous 2 as part of PlayStation Plus, obviously, and other games, pun intended, obviously. So, but this bill is going to wait till the console wars, obviously, and the subscription wars. So this second bill will wait till this. So I can talk about this in this video, obviously. But now I got my PS4 back, obviously, going multi-platform now. So it's the era we're in right now. Sony, I told him all you need to give Sony the smoke, man, because Sony dealing with lack of leadership and poor leadership and bad leadership. And I told him on all my videos last month and January of this year so far, Sony's in deep shit. This is the deepest shit they've been in since the PS3 generation. Because they don't got the first parties. All is on Microsoft now. They're giving away the Modern Warfare in 2009, 2010 on Game Pass Ultimate later on this month. Just don't know when for this month, but I know it's going to be later on this month. And I'll be able to finish the game on Game Pass Ultimate. It's free because part of my subscription. But anyways, so when Sony leaked out Microsoft's next-gen console project, Franklin Project Eliwood, Sony was in deep shit regardless of them leaking out the two next-gen consoles from Microsoft or not. So when they did that, that was unfortunate for Sony because Sony was desperate for money. And they're desperate for money right now because they only got $132 million left. That's how much they got left. And it's wasting almost $4.0 billion on Bungie. They over $4.0 billion gone due to layoffs. They had all those layoffs, lost over $4.0 million in money. Spent over $3.6 million on Bungie. Now that's in shambles now because it was supposed to be making Destiny 3 Trinity Payback, and that didn't turn out well because Bungie's in shambles right now. EA Sports is not doing good right now because they added Dragon Age: The Belka, part of PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium, obviously. They said that game fought because that means Dragon Age Inquisition was at its peak Dragon Age pretty much. So, and not only that, like I said, and then Hiroki Tanoki, who took over for Herman Holtz, who just got demoted, obviously. And Degi Noshia, who also took over for Herman Holtz as well. They got a lot of work to do if they're going to redeem Sony right now because now they're going multi-platform now and they're officially third party now. Sony's in deep shit. And I told them all this too because of lack of leadership and poor leadership. And they lost all this money. They had all those layoffs. They had over 3.2 million. Yeah, Microsoft had 1.6. You heard me say that in my videos last month and the month before in January, obviously. Yeah, they had 1.6 million, but Sony had 3.2. Now EA Sports is not doing good right now. Ubisoft's not doing good right now. Even with Assassin's Creed Shells coming out less than 2 weeks from now, that game better sell well. That game might flop. It was not because of the gameplay. A lot of people didn't buy the game. Not down my friends that buy the games. Because excuse me, burnt down this one. Burnt down this one. Not doubting that they bought Assassin's Creed Shells, but with the car it didn't sell well. Ubisoft is in shambles. EA Sports is in shambles. Warner Bros. Just shut down Montreal and San Diego as of a few days ago last week. Warner Bros. Shut down Montreal and San Diego. And Odin said, "How'd you know that?" I said, "I found out through my reliable source. They shut down Warner Brothers, San Diego, and Montreal. All that means they're down to the Minister Ireland and UK, and the other studios. That means even when they make Injustice 3 and Injustice 4, that game is peaked out because they shut down Warner Bros. Montreal and they also shut down Warner Bros. San Diego. So Injustice 3 and Injustice 4 could be the last two Injustice games we see. It means it'll stop at the 4 pretty much. So, like I said, it's not looking good for Sony, guys. It's not looking good. No first party. And we're approaching May now, slowly approaching May now. And still no first party still. So, like I said, the next bill is coming after this as well, but I'll talk about a different topic after that. But anyways, like I was saying, Sony's in deep shit there, man. You need to give Sony the smoke right now. Because they lost all this money. They barely got any money left. No first parties, and May is slowly approaching again. And still no first parties still. All the guys' money had its second parties and third parties. And the virtual and independent games, and also the RPGs, typical RPGs on the typical sport games, obviously. So like I said, you need to give Sony the smoke. Your current new next generation call it the smoke. Because this is not good on Sony's end right now. No first parties. I'll just go to Microsoft, the Cloud Game, and Game Pass Ultimate now. So I'll be able to play all those, the multiplayer as well, and finish all the storylines for all of those, all but World War II Code Edition for that one. But anyways, like I said, Sony's in deep shit. This is the deepest shit they've been in a long time. And they might just call themselves a decade of the athletic prime in terms of their games because they canceled 10 live service games. Actually 12 if you count Gran Turismo 8 and 9. They canceled that, means 7 was the last one. Gran Turismo 7 was the last one. And now with that, they almost nearly canceled God of War Egypt. They almost canceled that until they said to be decided still. But I think there's a possibility they might cancel it. I would not be surprised if they cancel that shit. But anyways, so like I said, Sony's in deep shit. This is the deepest shit they've been in since the PS3 generation. And that says a lot for me because I had every Sony but the new next gen currently. And the new Microsoft console that my own has currently. I had every console but that one. And the new next gen Sony currently. Nobody can afford it. I can't afford it. So I got my PS4 back. That's what matters. I've been there since day one, since 2017. Almost 8 years now and counting. Actually longer than I had Sony longer than I had PS1. I shared the PS2 with my aunt. But anyways. So when I had PS1 years ago. Anyways. So I mean, it's not looking good for Sony, guys. Because Roki Tanoki, he's going to be retiring soon. And he's really up there. And he's almost in his 90s now. I told you that in one of my bills last month and the month before in January that it's getting to that point now where if Sony don't come with those first parties, Sony can lead the console industry. You heard me say that in all my bills last year. Well, I was making my bills every day last year as well, and the first 3 months so far as well, including today too as well. So like I said, Sony doesn't get this right, PS5 doesn't get this right, Sony's in deep shit. They're already in deep shit now because they only got $132 million all they losing $4.0 billion in terms of games that flopped, games were rushed, rehashed, rebooted, remade, and rushed and half-assed and flopped games, in rushed games. So all they got, I told them all they got is $132 million left. That's how much they got left. And if they lose that, if they spend $300 million on Spider-Man 3, which they should not do because they can't afford that price right now, and it spend $300 million on Wolverine and Ghost of Yosef, that's not going to be good. That's not going to be good. Then they really just spent the remaining 130 million they had, and then now they're in the negative. I told them, you need to give your current generation smoke. Your new generation, not the first generation. You can't even criticize the 8th generation. You had to criticize the 9th generation because of lack of poor leadership out there as well. Poor leadership, terrible leadership. Herman Host got demoted. Jim Ryan is gone. This month, which is we're in March now, marks the 1 anniversary when he retired. Because he left in the middle of March, in of March. So we are getting to that point now. Now that he already left as of March, obviously that was the 1 anniversary. That was already March, and he left in the middle of March. I told you that last year. He left in the middle of March. He retired. So, and we get into the 2-year anniversary when the ABK deal went through, which is in October. And we also get into the 2-year anniversary, almost from that exactly 2-year, 1 anniversary when Herman Host got demoted, because he got demoted last one. So next week marks the 1 anniversary when Herman Host got demoted. So, like I said, Sony and Apple's in deep shit. I mean, so much deep shit. It is not funny. It's not looking good. Not looking good. Because they don't got the first parties. Certain people have been buying the games. Count my cousin too, pun intended. He hasn't been buying the games. I've been buying them, like I said, because he's casual hardcore and he don't want to involve his studios. He still holds on to his feelings from the console was in the past. And I told him, my cousin, obviously, y'all need to get over it. You don't got the first parties. You're casual hardcore. You be all right. You be all right. I've been told you what's going on. I've been told you what's going on. I told everybody what Sony's going through right now. Even me getting my PS4 back, and I already purchased it, obviously. Sony's in deep shit. This is the deepest shit they've been in, like I said, since the PS3 generation. No first party. And May is slowly coming up. Slowly but surely. And they still don't got no first one. Money had it, second parties and third parties, and retro and independent games, and the typical sport games, counting the wrestling, the basketball, baseball, and et cetera, et cetera. I know my cousin's going to say, why people playing on Microsoft counting me? Because for one, I can afford the membership, and two, I told you what's going on with Sony. The Sony tax is real. I had to pay for the membership since I was 16. And I had to get the PlayStation Plus back in the end of the month as well, and then in March as well. I had to get that back once I get my uncle's controller, fighting controller first. So, like I said, Sony and Apple's in deep shit. Sony is the Apple of gaming. No offense to anybody that has an Apple phone. Sony is the Apple of gaming. Because they're paying for all these microtransactions for what, though, on Call of Duty, if you're not going to grind out the battle pass. That's not the way to do it if you want to grind it out. You was better off just paying for the battle pass after you got that whole battle pass at 100%, not just going to 100% while grinding it out. That's not the way to do it in Call of Duty. And I told them, obviously, I said those battle passes are ruining those card games. They really are. They really are. Sony's in deep shit because these microtransactions for... Yeah! Okay. Hold up, guys. I'll be right back. just ordered some food. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm back. Just had to get my aunt's food from the outside the house. Um, so, like I was saying, obviously, this has been a journey, obviously, but Sony's in deep shit, guys. I mean, they don't have the money to even make AAA and AA games. They're going to rely on the single party games. You know, I'm not saying single party, single player games is what I meant to say. And the single player games are not sustainable. If they spend more than what I think they're going to probably spend about $400 million on those single player games, and that's going to be ridiculous. So, like I told them, I need to give y'all ninth generation, the current generation, the smoke. Because bad leadership, lack of accountability, and lack of poor leadership. This is not looking good for Sony, guys. I'm dead serious. This is not good for Sony right now. Right. But anyways, like I was saying, obviously, this is not looking good for Sony, guys. This could be the end of Sony. As he with my aunt getting the PS5 from my uncle, obviously, the discless edition, that could be my uncle and aunt's last Sony console, pretty much, because that PS6 is going to be $1,000. No one's going to buy that. It's going to be $1,000. Like I said, Sony and Apple's in deep shit. This is the deepest shit they've been in since the PS3 generation. Like I said, I told them all this. Y'all need to give our current generation the smoke, because this is ridiculous. The money had its second part, and they're trying to hold on to exclusivity, like the Tiger Woods game that came out a couple days ago. That's PS5. Honestly, that's bullshit, because that damn exclusivity BS. Because Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2K23, the one that I was on the cover on, obviously, that was multi-platform. That was on all generation call, including the old generation and the current generation. And this one, Tiger Woods PGA 2K25, that's only on next gen. And I told him that's bullshit. Damn exclusivity BS. But in the wrestling game too, this year's wrestling game probably not gonna get that one because it's not multi-platform. It's only next gen only, which is bullshit for that too. So, like I said, y'all need to give our current generation the smoke, because this is ridiculous. The money had in second parts and third parts, then try to hold this damn exclusivity BS, which is not even fair because they can't make every game exclusive. They don't have the money to make every game exclusive. How they gonna sell all these consoles if they don't got the software? Especially the first parties at that included. I said, well, I need to give y'all current generation the smoke, because y'all leadership's been terrible this year. Even Rokuno taking over, we don't know how long he's gonna last. He's really up there in age. He's almost in his 90s now. He's probably retiring this year. And then Deki Nishito, he's gonna be up in his 50s. He's almost gonna be in his 50s too, and he's gonna be retiring soon eventually as well. So what y'all do when y'all don't have no CEOs? What y'all gonna do then? Then y'all have nobody to help out with the first parties other than Herman Holson. Herman, he might be gone. Not from retiring. They might fire him if they're not careful right now. Cause he's working with the first one. I don't know how he's gonna come with these first parties. That's gonna be next to impossible. And we're approaching May now. Less than a month and a half away until May is here. And they still don't have the first parties still. Excuse me, burnt down. That is sad for Sony, man. That's very sad. And then my cousin had the nerve to bash generations and bash this generation, the current generation console for Microsoft, because it has everything that Sony doesn't have no more. How they gonna sell all these consoles? I told my cousin, how they gonna sell the next generation the current generation console? They don't got the software. It doesn't make sense for them to sell 75 million console units, and that's a lie. I know that's a lie. They didn't get the 75 million units. Then Monty can't tell me otherwise. They didn't get the 75. They're probably at 71, maybe 72, but not 75 as of yet. If you've done your math right, as far as the units that's been sold, I don't think it got to 75 as of yet. Even if they did that, I think that's a lot because I think it's just getting to 71 to 72 million units now. 75, no. 71, 72 million, yeah. But 75, no. Next to impossible. Because that was the case. A lot of people have been going to the stores to buy it like right now. So like I said, I told the amount you need to give your current generation the smoke, man. Because your generation has been the worst generation in terms of them not having the first party since ever. Worst console generation ever. You can't tell me otherwise, Because you said this is the best generation. No, it wasn't. If that was the case, they would have had all the first parties. They would have never lost the ABK case. They would have never lost the Bethesda case. ABK and Bethesda case. And Sony would have never leaked out their current next generation console from Microsoft. They would have never leaked that out on the first damn play, which they already did already. Okay, guys, I end the video right there. Another video is coming after this. I just wanted to talk about the console wars and subscription wars as a whole. Next video is going to talk about a different topic. But anyways, you can have me on PSN, Xbox 2, Furry Kingdom, Masagai Hishi 4, Tell me Hishi, and Super Nintendo 64. I'll accept your close friend request as long as you don't cause no trouble, pretty much. You can follow me on Xbox Cloud, and me on Xbox Cloud Gaming, Alpha at 4859. You got me on my other Xbox account, DarkerWay66. You can, I'm live everywhere else. If you can add me on Raiders Power 8, subscribe to me on Raiders Power 8 on YouTube, Raiders Power 8 nickname under it. You'll see my measurement picture, and you'll see my Cyberpunk picture under on the intro, pretty much. You got me on Furry Kingdom. No, I meant to say Royal Hutch 6. Subscribe to me, Royal Hutch 6, Royal Hutch Podcast, nickname under it. You'll see my Cyberpunk picture on that one. You'll see my royalty picture on that one on YouTube as well. So make sure you subscribe to me as well. You can add me and subscribe to me on News Hutch 1, nickname under it as well. You can subscribe to my Sony Forever, Sony Podcast, nickname under it as well. More videos coming on those YouTube accounts, pun intended, as well. So stay tuned for those content creation videos, pretty much. You can add me on Xbox 2. I'll say it again for everyone in here. Xbox 2, Furry Kingdom, Masagai Hishi 4, Super Nintendo 64, and Chun-Li Hishi. Those are all my past accounts. You can add me on Spotify. Spotify had 11 News Hutch 1 on Spotify, and Messiah on Spotify as well. You can add me on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook as well. And on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram as well. Add me on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook as well. I check my Facebook every day, by the way, and Instagram day, by the way. And you can also you can add me on Google as well. We have Google Play at Steffi Hut 11 on Google Play. You can add me on Google. Follows my Gmail. It's kylehudsony@gmail.com. You can find me on my other Gmails on Kyle4 and News Hutch 1 as well. And you can add me on Outlook as well if you want to. Obviously, Kyle2@outlook.com, Kyle3@outlook. And those are my two emails. Pretty much, you can add me on Yugi1902@outlook.com. You can add me on Yahoo as well, because I got the email for that as well. But I'm live everywhere. But this was a good bill, a little bit of a rant, obviously. Yeah, this is. And stay tuned for my next video after this one. Yeah, this is.